It was 1775 when the battles commenced. General George Washington formed the Continental Army 1776. He wanted a flag to represent his journey, and he sat down and he made plans. And that very night he took it to Betsy Ross's house. He didn't know the lady, but he knew of her. They went to the same church, sat just a few pews apart. He knew she was a patriot. He also knew she was a fine seamstress. Can you imagine her the night he knocked on her door? She wasn't expecting anybody, and when she went to the door and opened it, there stood 6'2" General George Washington with a stack of fabric and plans for the first flag of the Continental Army. It was to have 13 stars and 13 stripes, 7 red and 6 white. She was honored to be chosen to make such a monumental thing. But as she looked at the plans, she knew he was in a hurry, and he had put 6-point stars. Well, 6-point stars aren't easy to make. And she thought about it for a while, and then she picked up a piece of fabric. And she began to fold it. And as she folded it, George just sat back and watched. She folded it once. She folded it twice. A couple more times. And then she picked up a pair of scissors. And with one snip, she formed the perfect 5-point star. Now that doesn't seem like much, but he wanted the flag right away, and he was so impressed. That very night, she stayed up late into the night making this flag with 13 perfectly formed 5-point stars and 13 stripes. And the very next morning, it was raised in battle, and it became a symbol of our freedom and our liberty. They were outmanned, they were undersupplied, outarmed, but they led the way to victory. And our country is what it is today because of that battle. Now in November, we have another battle coming up. And it may seem like we're, not ready for it, against all odds, but I know that on November 3rd, the election will preserve our liberty and freedom. God bless America.
Amen.